Warning, this video is intended for audiences who are 13 or older. If you are not 13 or older, please fuck off and tell your parents to moderate what you watch online.
William, hey.
Yeah.
Hey, so you know how last week I was just making a bunch of Star Wars reference?
Yeah.
Hey, what a great episode! Some would say this is the episode 6 of Kiramager.
The episode 6. Okay. Alright, thanks for that.
So I love the Star Wars reference, right?
Yeah, Star Wars reference. Woo.
I was watching this episode, I was like, oh, did that shitpost? Because last week we were just shitposting about Star Wars, right?
Yeah, we were.
And then this episode, he really went all out on it.
Yeah, they did.
I was watching it, I was following along with the episode, and then all of a sudden I was like, hey, wait a minute. Wait, hey, Chosen One, Darkness, the Emperor. Wait a minute.
Oh my god. They even have like the whole it's not exactly the same thing, but they even have the whole the Chosen One turning to the dark side thing too, which is
yeah.
a thing.
Who would have thought the Chosen One would turn to the dark side by the Emperor, right? It was the Emperor who turned the Chosen One, right?
Oh my god.
Is that a legend that King Odian would tell Garuza, alright?
Oh my god. Jesus Christ. God damn it. Oh, but that's also the thing. I'm just. Okay, no, we'll get into it. Gonna do your intro? Go ahead and do your intro. That's not the intro.
Stop. Oh wait, fuck! I can't. Oh wait, you do the theme while I do the intro.
Boing.
Hey, welcome back to our weekly unnamed discussion series about Mashin Sentai Kiramager, a weekly discussion series where I, Austin, first with your knowledge about Star Wars and tokusatsu, and joined by my friend William. That's you, William.
Yeah,
person with no knowledge about Star Wars or tokusatsu, as we discuss the latest Star Wars movie. To Mashin Sentai Kiramager, episode 43, The Dirty Hero.
Okay, we're done with this shit.
Okay. Oh boy, I hope Disney doesn't come after us now.
Disney can suck. I'm not gonna say it. We say shit on here, but I can't say that. Even I won't risk it.
We can't anger the House of Mouse, you know.
Yeah, we can't.
We don't want to end. We don't want to end up like. We don't want to end up going to Ben Shapiro to make our movies from now on.
Oh God. Speaking of Star Wars, by the way, oh my God, that's a wild ride.
My God. That's how you know your career is going to the best. It's going the right direction. When you go from working with Jon Favreau on Star Wars, right, to working with Ben Shapiro, right,
on what is probably a Star Wars ripoff.
Oh, have they announced what their project is?
I don't know what it is.
I just know she's gonna work with Ben Shapiro work with Ben Shapiro or some shit.
I have no idea what it is, man.
Oh, they haven't even announced that. Have you announced it yet?
No.
Oh, they just said that they're gonna work together.
They said they're gonna work together on a movie. I don't know if they released any details.
Oh boy, it'll be really fucking funny if it is just a Star Wars ripoff.
Oh my God, it really would be fun. That would just fit. That would just be the cherry on top of this fucking cake, dude.
Right, like what's her character from The Mandalorian? What's her character?
Cara Dune, I believe is the name.
Cara Dune, like okay. So hold on, how do you spell that character's name? Cara Dune, it's with a C, right?
Yeah, C-A-R-A.
Yeah. She's gonna start a movie, right, about Cara Dune, right? Except the character's name K-A-R-A, right? His character's name is spelled with a K, and she go across space on space journey.
Oh my God! No, you know, it'd be great if it's instead of like a K with like Cara with a K, just be Dune Cara. They just freaking flip the name and that's it.
Oh, they just flip the name? They don't even change the C
to
a K?
They don't bother. They just fucking flip it and that's it.
They just flip the name? Jesus fucking Christ. Hey, we're supposed to be talking about Kiramager, right?
Oh yeah, we should be doing that.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay, so how are we gonna do this? So,
I don't know. There's gonna be more Star Wars reference, that's for sure.
Oh God, please no. No, but yeah, they open it pretty ominously. I will say that because they do the whole thing where like, oh yeah, things are going to shit, but then Takamichi's like, oh okay, no, I got Crunchido with me, so he'll be able to get us there to Jotunheim, and then everyone's like, okay, we're gonna go to fucking Jotunheim. You get like freaking.
Yeah. I'll finally confirm that this entire time, they apparently Garza, Tarantula, and Yodana has been in Yodomab, even though there's been no indication of that, right?
Yeah.
Because throughout the series, right, you and me has just been questioning where the fuck is their secret base, right?
Yeah, because it's like,
right?
like we know what Jotunheim looks like because they did show an image of it, like this all desolate fucking place, but they never gave an indication that the secret base was on the planet.
They never put like those where he put like those like those the not the tag like a location tag, right? Because like in Star Wars they always just put in big text and welcome to Tatooine. Right? Right? They don't put like stuff like that, right? They just this is like the first time they name dropped this place.
Yeah, it really is. And then so like basically from then on you get like a shot of like of basically Drew's like, oh man, God, it's this like fucking uniform, like his new look is so cool, man, oh my God. And then he runs off, and then Fire is like, hey Drew, is like yeah, then Drew's like, yeah buddy, it's like, never mind, and then he's slow motion.
Hey, you're probably gonna go die, but I'll tell you afterwards if you survive.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh God, this might be the last time I'll see Drew. And then, he runs off, and it's like very ominous music as he runs off in slow motion. And
also, real quick, this episode indicates to me that Drew is the worst team fucking leader in this series, right?
Yeah.
I never realized how bad. I knew Drew was a bad team leader, and they had an entire episode early on trying to establish him as a leader. But after this episode, I realized. Why isn't Tommy Tomo the leader? Why aren't we letting Mr.
No, yeah, he's like the strategist. He makes he comes up with the best shit, honestly, with this whole fucking team.
He played Monster Hunter. He knows what's up. He knows how to coordinate, because that's what you do in Monster Hunter.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like...
Wait, I may or may not have a very loose knowledge of Monster Hunter.
I mean, it's fair. We all have a loose knowledge of
not Tariq. Tariq is the ultimate Monster Hunter fan. Stay tuned for the Monster Hunter spoiler cast coming out sometime.
Yeah, it is. I mean...
Yeah, because these are released weekly, so we could be more topical with these videos, unlike the other videos we record on the channel that are just recorded on the backlog.
Yeah, I mean our lore is like we mentioned it, but real
quick. Speaking of lore, hey, our spoiler cast lore is really fucked up right now, right?
Really?
Yeah. So we know how we started at the beginning of the year with the vampire lore, right?
Yeah.
Right, with the vampire vaccine because right now it's Alone month, right? I'm uploading all the Alone videos right now, right?
Yeah.
Right? We recorded that before we established the vampire vaccine lore. So right now, in one of the Alone videos, we're like, hey, what's gonna happen with that vaccine? I hope nothing bad happens to it. That's how preemptively early we record our video. If you go listen to audio Alone, we're just talking about the vaccine that's not gonna right? Because we record those all the. Those Alone videos have been on the backlog for like a long ass time now.
God damn it!
Yeah, but apparently Garza gains god powers now, and he can just make the king physical again for some reason. I don't know. Even though there's been no indication of the king not being able to become a physical body at this point in the series, right?
Yeah.
Right? Like for this, I just assume he can either become a phoenix, a person, or a giant rock, right? Right? There was nothing. I don't think they ever indicated at any point in the series that he can only become a physical body within the dreamscape, right?
I think so.
Yeah, it's really fucking weird how all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, by the way, I can return you to your physical body. I was like, wait, what? What? We've been seeing him in a physical body. Right?
Yeah.
I was just so fucking confused when Garza just name drops that shit.
I don't know, man. It's a whole bunch of. I mean, to be fair, well, not even to be fair. Just to kind of point out, they're really putting in a lot of last minute stuff that would have been better if they built up to it, but then they just do it last minute, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. Like they had the whole thing with the Garza and like the fucking
Oh, there's a lot of things.
What do you call
Look, there's a lot of things that gets revealed. Like
No,
we
yeah.
finally learned what Garuza's plan is this entire season, right?
Oh wait, did they say? I thought. Oh no, yeah. No, never mind. He's like,
they
oh, we
finally
created
revealed
my
what
image and
Garuza's
shit.
plan is. Like for the last 43 episodes of the series, we've been wondering, hey, what's Garuza's plan, right?
Yeah.
We finally learned it. It's so good. We finally learned the villain's motivation, right? At
yeah.
the 43 episode, when there's only 2 episodes left, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
I love it when the villain comes at the last possible moment after no clear indication before winning the series, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I love it when franchise do that, right? When the villain comes out at the last third act of the franchise, right? Some would say, right?
Yeah. Keep telling me more, Austin. Yeah. Tell me more about how the last third act has a bunch of shit that just gets dropped in the middle of fucking nowhere. Anyway. So I guess to get back on track of things, because the thing is, they add a whole. To keep on topic, I guess, because they add a whole bunch of random I won't say nonsense. Oh, it's a bit of nonsense. A bit of it is nonsense. A bit of it is good stuff that could have been better implemented. The nonsense thing I would say is the Chosen One shit just comes out of nowhere, like where there was literally no sense of prophecy or urgency in such a thing. Because they had this whole thing where they implicated it's like, oh yeah, Garuza was the Chosen One. He used to have such great killer mentality, just like Juru.
Yeah.
Right? And then and that whole thing, it's just like then they say, oh yeah, but then he fell to darkness. We don't know why he fell into darkness, right? But then
I know we still have 2 episodes left, so don't worry about it. You know,
Yeah.
they're just throwing all this shit within the last few episodes. You know, so who knows, right?
Yeah.
Who knows what's gonna reveal at this point? To be honest, right?
Yeah.
Maybe. Here's the thing. I just want to go back. Before we go on, I just want to point out again how Jiro is a terrible fucking leader, right? So you know when they're about to go to Jotunheim or whatever the fuck this magical place, you know his reasoning for convincing the team to go to Jotunheim to risk their lives, right? Oh yeah. I'm gonna get some Asian action. That's why you should all risk your life, because I'm gonna go back and get it on with a schoolgirl.
Go back because I got a date to go back to. So you know,
can you imagine everyone on the team's like, what the fuck does this have to do with anything about us, right? It's not like they're not even like some save the world problem. Jiro's just like, no, I'm trying to get some action from a Japanese schoolgirl, you know?
Yeah,
that's it. That's my whole motivation this season, apparently now.
Yeah, it's
right? It's not like to try to save the imagination of the planet or some shit, right? Like, because you know how one of the big themes of the season is imagination. You would think it'd be like, oh boy, the Garuza took away the imagination of people or some shit, right?
Yeah,
right? Like that would be a greater save the earth. But no, Jiro's like, no, I'm gonna get some action after this, you know. I'm gonna get some. We're gonna probably do on the Ferris wheel, you know.
Oh my god, no, yeah, that's fucking funny as shit. That's actually very true, because he's like, yeah, I have a date to go back to, guys. So it'd be really great if we could just go and rescue the world so I can do that. Yeah,
right. And just everyone on the team was like then they got to Tamatomo and Senado, like, what the fuck is this?
You know what's also really funny too, Austin? Because he's throughout the rest of these few episodes, they've really been reminding us that Tamatomo just has no luck with women, especially because of Yodona. And so Jiro doing that right in front of Tamatomo is like the biggest fuck you. You know, he's just the most he's just humble bragging at this point. Tamatomo's just getting off in the corner, just wishing he could be like him.
Went from a somewhat decent character with potential, right, to probably being one of the worst character in the series now because of this shit, right? He's really badly written all of a sudden, you know. He's like, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's like if it was a matter of because the thing is, if it was the theme is imagination and
yeah,
it's important to understand that imagination's a big thing in the human world, because rockets and shit it allowed us to make trains and shit. So I'm like, if the whole idea was they wanted to take away the imagination of Earth so that Earth could not oppose them, then I buy it. And then Jiro being like, oh yeah, we have to save this world because without imagination, such inspiration like this, then we won't be able. Then we're basically screwed, right? So we should basically make sure we don't do that.
That makes you a likable character because you have a clear motivation and it ties into the show's theme. But no, like Jiro's motivation, fuck it, I'm gonna get some Asian ass. That's it.
Oh my god. It's really bad. But like, okay, so into the other thing. Because I mean, it's a great point, Austin. I fucking love that. But another point that was like, again, the whole chosen one thing is out of the blue, and then they use this to imply that Jiro is also like a chosen one kind of figure for some reason.
Wait. So how do you think they're gonna figure out if he's the chosen one? You think they're gonna run some tests on him to find out if he has any special cells or anything like that? You know. How do you think they're gonna try to figure out how he's the chosen one, right? They're gonna see if he has a connection to the mystical imagination energy, right? Or they're just gonna do a blood test. What do you think one of those is a viable way?
God damn you! It's like they got Kira Chlorian. Kira Chlorians. Yeah, that's how they do. That's
what happened to the show? Within the last episode arc, holy shit, it got so fucking bad.
Yeah, God. Right? I mean, it just gets weird because it's like they do this whole like implication of the chosen one thing. Like, oh yeah, God had potential to be a good guy.
Yeah, the thing that we had no implication of before.
Yeah,
right?
I'm like, it's just like if there was like moments where he kind of struggled with like the fact that he destroyed his home planet. But then you get a moment of like, oh God, I destroyed my whole planet. It's like no, but it had to be done. Then you're like, but why? Then that will give you an idea of like there's something weird going on with Garza or something like that. If there were moments where like, because the thing is, they had this whole thing in this episode where they're saying Garza has great potential in the sense of inspiration of imagination, right? Mm-hmm. And so it's like this idea of Garza being as imaginative as Jiro is thrown in the last minute, and so and so if we got stuff like that hinted at that made him seem similar to Jiro, and and put more of a character relationship between these two and how they antagonize each other.
Yeah, Jiro and Garza instead of Garza and Takamichi, right?
Yeah,
right, because they resolve that. They bring it back up. That's the worst part, right?
Yeah, it's just like they really bring back
we resolved the whole Garza and Takamichi shit with that episode with the illusion stone or whatever the fuck, right? We're like, all right, cool, we resolved it. Now Garza can finally bully some other character. Now, nope, he's still going after Takamichi apparently. I guess he hasn't fucking got over that, you know?
Yeah, it's just like they put like I get honestly, he is one of my favorite characters in the show, Takamichi. But like, in terms of the overall story, it would have been better if you had put more focus on Jiro and Garza being a thing in the sense like they're rivals and and that you know like you get like you like if they built off the sense of like, oh yeah, your imagination pisses me off, but he doesn't know why. If that was built out throughout the fucking thing, right?
That's such a fucking stupid thing.
I know, it sounds
walking up to a small children and saying that to a small children. Hey kid, your imagination pisses me off.
Kick sand in his face and rips his notebook.
You push him down and you kick sand on him?
Yeah, exactly. The God. Gives him a wet willy just to be sure. Bullies the kid.
Bully a little kid. Jesus.
I mean, at this point, they might as well because that's what they're all about. So you know.
But, also, the way that they tried to kill the king is really fucking stupid, right?
I don't know, man.
Like, do you think that monster's gonna get tired of vacuuming itself, of breathing in air, right? So I don't know much about the human body, right?
I mean,
but I assume at some point when you inhale a lot of air, right? You need to exhale that shit at some point, right? You can't just keep forever inhaling.
Hear me out, Austin. What if he's just breathing in all that air and then blowing it out of his ass? All right.
Oh, the entire time.
Yeah, the entire time. It just comes out of his ass. Well, it's the only way I can explain any of that, man.
Yeah. confused with this fucking. Also, the worst part is that they're not taking that monster seriously. Because in the middle of trying to save the king, Drew's like, "Hey, yo, time for explanation." All of a sudden, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, Drew, is this the correct time to talk about this? Right? I don't think you should be talking about, "Hey, yo, what's the deal with Garza King?" Like it's like they're just jogging.
Yeah.
It's like so fucking weird. It's like they didn't know where else to put this.
They really don't. It's just like they're really trying to rush things and trying to put in explanations during the middle of action scenes when they have no proper place in them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a matter of them really rushing the story because they honestly have no time because they have to have this done before the next season comes out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why 2 more episodes left.
Yeah. So
we got 2 episodes.
Again, COVID really fucked things over. Because the thing is, there can be good writing in the show. It's just like, again, it's just a lot of it's just being. A lot of the episodes were probably rewritten just because of COVID restrictions in the first place, and then they had to do it.
Like it's almost as if there was an entire character that they introduced mid-season just for it to abandon, just for that character to reappear in a movie.
Oh, was that a thing that happened?
Yeah, that's just what happened. That's gonna happen with the Kiramager movie.
Oh right. I forgot.
With the witch lady.
I forgot about that. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I forgot.
But the worst part, they set up the witch lady originally within the series to be like this mysterious force, right? And like I was expecting for her to show up again throughout the series, but I guess she's just gonna be in a movie villain now. Like, it's just so fucking weird.
Yeah, because, again, there's this whole thing I said earlier about the opening. It feels like maybe she should have taken a spot on there, too. Because it feels like it really should have been, like, she was supposed to be there.
Like she was supposed to be a major character, you know?
Yeah, I mean, and it makes sense, because the way they set it up, it's like, oh, my sisters were killed before, and then like, oh, you killed my sister, you know, that kind of thing. And that would have been a major thing on its own, and that could have been really interesting to explore and figure out what goes on with that. But again, COVID comes in and ruins everything. But But again, the chosen one happens. Basically,
chosen one.
Yeah, I know. They use that to imply that Gaza was a good guy at one point, but then the Emperor, and then
the Emperor taking it with the knowledge.
Like legit, he just goes on his enemy planet and walks into it and just literally mind wipes him, and just tells him, "Hey man, everyone you love, you hate them now, Lamau. No, okay, I'm gone." that's literally what he did. Right? I don't understand how he like the enemy just happens to walk.
It's not even like a gradual fall to darkness. Like I was so I know a lot of people get the prequels franchise a lot of shit, right?
Yeah.
But at least within the prequel, it shows Anakin becoming evil, right?
Yeah.
Like you just imagine if a Palpatine and Anakin just has that conversation within this, was it the Senate when he was saying the legend of Dark Plagueis the Wise, right?
No, yeah, they were at a ballroom thing. I don't remember what it was.
Like imagine like after that ballroom, Anakin just straight up becomes evil, right? At that point, like after that conversation, like all right, I'm evil now. I'm straight up evil, right? But with Anakin, we see his downward spiral to the dark side. You know?
Yeah, that's the thing. Because the thing is, you have these moments with Anakin. Like the thing is, in the first movie especially.
Welcome to the Star Wars spoiler cast.
Welcome to the Star Wars spoiler cast. But the thing is, in Star Wars, you have it so that Anakin is a child, and you have Palpatine, and there's that hinting is like, oh, we'll watch your career with great interest. So that establishes the beginning of the relationship, right? Mm-hmm. Then in the second movie, then you have moments where Anakin is talking with like Palpatine, and then Palpatine says they have talks and Anakin, like, he's asking for, like, advice, and, like, he's just, like, he's really putting himself, he makes himself vulnerable to Palpatine, and Palpatine takes advantage of that. Like, I'm pretty sure most of us did, but we knew who Palpatine was, that he was the Emperor, right? Yeah. And so then, in the third movie, then you really see how, like, basically, throughout the years, it's shown and implied that Palpatine has like work to gain Anakin's trust and everything. Mm-hmm. And here it's just kind of like, okay, I'm taking over your mind. All right, we're done. Let's go. You know?
Yep.
And the thing is like, I wouldn't mind that so much if only it wasn't added last minute in episode 43. And none of this was implied in the previous episodes. If it was ever a moment where Garza had moments where he talks like to the Emperor, like in a very And well, I had to bring it. I had to kind of bring it up. In the sequel trilogies, you had these. Well, no, I mean they do it in the original trilogy, but like you have like moments where like there's Snoke and then there's Kylo Ren, and Kylo Ren would kneel and he would talk to them to Snoke.
Yeah.
And the thing is like, why didn't you like you could have had it so that this was you could have had it something similar to Garza and the Emperor, and whereas like there are moments where he talks to the Emperor and he's like he puts himself out there, he requests training and stuff, and then the Emperor's like, yeah, okay, sure, here you go, or yes, this is how you should do it, and it's like, no, Garza, you didn't fail, this is just another step in your training or whatever. I don't know, if you implied something like that, like you imply that this is like why Garza had his fall to darkness or whatever. Then you're like, oh, so the Emperor is doing something weird with Garza, and then once you find that out, like he established like something happening with him during Garza's childhood, like they did in here, this would have had a much bigger payoff, Yeah. And then then at least what happened with Garza would have been a lot more meaningful.
Well, it makes sense, right?
Yeah, because the thing is, I like what they wanted to do here. And
I feel like they're trying to set up as a tragic hero character, right?
No,
maybe he had to commit genocide,
Yeah, no,
right?
Maybe
genocide was the answer.
Exactly. No, but like legit, I liked what they tried to do. But the thing is, there was no build up to this point at all. It comes out of nowhere. I'm like, why? It doesn't make. It's just you just throw it in. I'm like, I'm not gonna suddenly care about Garza. Yeah, sure, it sucks, and I can see that it sucks, but I don't care because he didn't do anything to make it a big thing for me to care about.
Yeah, to make it a big reveal, right? There was no build-up. They just made up, right? This is just all of a sudden, here's why he was. Oh, by the way, so back to the Star Wars analogy. Since we're still on the Star Wars analogy, so do you know how throughout this we've been talking about why the fuck does Garza wear a helmet, right? And he's a crystal, like because we were originally thinking that Garza's the form that Garza sees was his appearance from now on in the future, right? Right? And we thought since he went to dark, he transformed into that weird Mooncrest villain, right? Right? So, and we're wondering why the fuck does he have why was it a helmet that he wears over his crystal head, right?
Yeah.
And so when Garza finds out the truth, right? He takes off the helmet, right?
Yeah.
Right? And he realizes that the Emperor has been tricking him this entire time, right?
Yeah. Freaking hell, man.
Like how Garza's really been Darth Vader this entire time, and we've all been idiots, and we didn't see it apparently.
I don't know, man. It's a thing. Everything's a thing now.
It's all the Emperor's fault. Even Drew says it too. The Emperor tricked you.
Yeah, that was the thing. I'm like, oh my god, yeah, okay, thanks. Oh god, it's just so annoying. Like, god damn it, man.
It's like if someone who has never watched Star Wars, right? Just watch the last, someone just linked the guy. Hey, yo, check out this video, right? Darth Vader tells Luke he's the father, right? Pretty much that's just that scene. Like someone who's never watched Star Wars before in their time just only watches that scene, and that's all they know about Star Wars, right? And they're like, "Oh, this is great. We're gonna write this into the show." But sir, don't you want to find out the rest of the movie and see how it led to? He's like, and the guy's like, "No, fuck that. Just write this scene into the show, right?"
Yeah.
It's really fucking bad, right? Like I know how originally I was just shit posting and joking about Star Wars, but boy, this episode makes my shit post become reality, right? Right?
Yeah,
that's not really good. Does. When something that you originally joke as a shit post suddenly is real, right? That's really bad, right? Because that doesn't make your story really fucking good all of a sudden.
Yeah, I know.
If someone who can jokingly, the worst part is, so you know how he's talking about the Emperor's dad, and he might have clones that come back. The Emperor fucking comes back this episode. Right?
Yeah.
I legitimately thought we were just gonna kill off the Emperor and be done with it, but no, they rewrote him back into the series, right?
Yeah.
At this point, I didn't because at this point, because here's my problem with the Emperor, right? We didn't establish him until like the last third of the season, right? And even then, he had no role within the series, right? Like, we didn't even know there was a fucking emperor until Yodana showed up,
No,
right?
I mean, we did know, but they only talk about him, and then Yodana's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna come here as an intermediary of the emperor, just to remind you that there is an emperor.
Yeah, like, he have it right up, and then all of a sudden he just wrote him out, so he's like he doesn't have that big of an impact. Right, then and now they're trying to force it to be like remind that he's the big bad of the season, even though there's been no clear indication of him being the big bad of the season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, we know he exists, right? Like, oh boy, there's an emperor. What's up with that? You know, right?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Well, like when he came in, it was a pretty big moment, and I did like it.
Mm-hmm.
But like. Yeah, I kind of expected him to do a lot more now. Maybe he shows his impatience. It's like, okay, let's just get this shit done. But no, he's just like chill. He doesn't really give a shit. He's just expecting things to happen. He's not very much. He's not an active agent within the film. Not until at least the last few episodes where he starts getting other people to do his shit for him. He's like, okay, yeah, just go do this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And even then,
but he has laser vision, so it makes up for it. So it's fine.
Yeah, well, even though I say that he's kind of active, but he's only active in the sense that he gets others to do his shit for him, and it's like, okay, why don't you do something about it? Like, you literally came onto Earth, and like literally at any point you could just like get Yodana to get on Earth, and you can fuck shit up, and then you can just do whatever. There's like they had this whole thing where like they're saying, oh yeah, we need pollution or whatever the fuck to get the Emperor onto Earth, but literally he just needs Yodana down there, and then he could just do whatever the fuck he wants and just cause chaos and cause pollution or whatever the fuck he needs.
Mm-hmm. So that's the worst part of the season, because I know since we're almost at it, we're fine to start nitpicking the fuck out of the series, but we're gonna upload it entirely different once the series. We're gonna do our series. Here's the problem. So you know how the plot of the show apparently was to gather the 4 Gardener Stones, right? The Dragon Balls, whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah.
Did you notice the fact that the Emperor learns what the Gardener Stone was?
Yeah, he does. He really does learn about it last minute. I'm like, why doesn't? It's like nope. Like,
does nobody not know about these weapons of mass? Like, because we've been joking about this season. Boy, it would be funny. It's kind of funny that only the Rangers know about the weapons of mass destruction, and no villain and no antagonist force is chasing it, right? Like, because we've been wondering, right? Because that's been Takemichi's whole fucking episode story arc, is him gathering the 4 Dragon Balls, right?
Yeah.
And everyone's just like, all right, sure, we'll help, right?
Yeah.
And then we found out that Garza learns about it. Like, oh. Okay, guess Garza just finds out about that shit. But apparently the Emperor himself didn't know that there was weapons of mass destruction. Right? That's actually pretty fucking bad, right?
Yeah.
How this guy's written now. Right?
Yeah, again, it's very last minute. I'm like, what? These stones are such a big deal. Why does no one know about this?
They're a plot device within this, even though they don't use the Gardener Stones that well, right? They're still a central plot device within the series, you know?
Yeah, I'm just like, what is...
Like, can you imagine if the Emperor just found out about the forest within the last episode? It's like, oh, what, the forest? Oh, shit. Let's get in on this. Let's get in on the forest.
Imagine in the 3rd episode, it's like, wait, there's a chosen one? What? Like, let's go get some of that shit.
Let's get some of that midichlorian action.
God, man. Oh my god, it's so bad. Oh god.
It's
just so
really
fucking
bad, right? Like this, like I like what this episode is trying to imply, you know, like, oh boy, here's the tragic hero and stuff, right? But these reveals are pretty fucking bad, right? Like how these are, like, I would have liked it more if the Emperor was like, oh, like if the Ranger made it off call, like, don't worry guys, we still have the 4 Gardener Stones to defeat it. And then the Emperor's like, oh, you guys have it, right? Now I'm gonna go after you. To blah blah blah, right?
Yeah.
Like we implied the Emperor already knew about the stone, right? Mm-hmm. He's like, oh boy, and he's like, the Rangers, like you done all. Pretty much, he pulls a Thanos, right?
Yeah.
But like the Emperor knows about it, right? And I was like, oh good, you did all the hard work for me. Mm-hmm. Now I can just come in and take it, right?
Yeah. That would have been good.
I would have liked the line, but the fact that the Emperor just straight up finds out about the stones this episode, it's pretty fucking bad when you're literally 2 episodes left in the series, right? And you learn about the MacGuffin device.
Yeah, it's like, again, it's just like a lot of it's like, none of this has build up, and that's what like there's no real payoff to these
they
reveals.
build up the Gardner stones within the ranges, but not for the villains.
No,
you know,
like literally,
right?
Garza is like, oh, I guess these aren't mere trinkets, and you think Garza would start becoming a more active agent and trying to get these stones, but he really doesn't do that. And even now, it's just like, oh, the Emperor's like, oh, you have stones? Oh, I guess I'll go pick those up on the way to Earth.
You have weapons of mass destruction. Hold up. Let me get in on that.
I'm just like, oh my god. It's just like, and especially considering the fact that, like, I'm like, you could have made it a whole bigger conflict thing where, like, Goddess is trying to get the stones first instead of the Emperor, because maybe he learned, like, maybe you could, like, you could have had it so that they're trying to get the stones, because we literally learned here with Goddess like, oh, I just want to remake the world into my image. Like, dude, you could have done this with the stones. You didn't need the Emperor.
I want to say something about that, right? So we learned my Goddess's wishes. So you know how throughout this we haven't learned the full extent of the stone's power, right? We just know they've been able to do stuff, right?
Yeah.
So apparently the stone can completely warp reality now, apparently. Like, it can just straight up bring an entire planet back from the dead, apparently, now.
Yeah, I mean, sudden. Yeah, because they established earlier, oh yeah, bring all 4 stones, and then, you know, you can make a wish, and then, you know, that wish will just be granted, like, no matter what the fuck it is.
Yeah, like it's worse. We haven't established how, because, you know, even within any show that has, like, wishing, that has some stupid fucking wishing gimmick, right? Yeah. There's always restrictions, like, within Harry Potter, right? Mm-hmm. I think the Sorcerer's Stone is now, like, the Sorcerer's Stone cannot bring people back from the dead, if I'm correct, right?
I mean, the thing is, the Philosopher's Stones is it's a whole thing. I mean, they never specifically imply what it can and cannot do, but they do say there's like, oh yeah, it does grant immortality. That's like the extent.
But pretty much any anime that helps that way there's a restriction, right? But straight up, God was like, yeah, I could just bring people back from the fucking dead. I could just reform the planet, apparently, with that shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, again, it's kind of vague, but like the thing is. At least,
like, also, I just want to put out, there's still the fucking whole secret, the secret planet that Odeon has, where he's been raising his secret family. Are we just gonna ignore that? Like, I would have liked it better if Odeon was like, oh yeah, no, I saved all the civilians by taking them to this fucking dream planet. To my second planet.
Oh yeah.
Right?
If he like once that shit happened, he decided, oh yeah, okay, let's just gather them up and put him up in my secret world, so that, you know, at least no harm will come to them if anything bad happens on Earth.
Yeah, at least, but we put like they're in stasis or some shit, right?
Yeah.
Like I just but I didn't have enough blah 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 MacGuffin device. Like I saved them all, but they're all stuck in like a deep sleep or some shit, and we're gonna use the stone to bring back the planet. Like, that would have been fun. I would have liked that better. That would have been like an actual plot device.
Yeah.
Right? That would have been an actual story.
They set up a lot of stuff, but they don't really do it. They don't really carry them out in a way that's better satisfying.
Which I do is due to the fact that due to Coleman, and they have to rush all like, it's just like how we're rushing through all these story arcs all of a sudden. Right? Yeah. All these big reveals, right?
Mm-hmm. If they set it up in the beginning, it would have been fine, but like they don't, and it's just really annoying. Again, it's a lot of it's a complaint that I've been seeing. Like, we've been making a lot of these points where, like, it would have been nice if they set them up earlier. I think, like, a lot of what we're saying is the same thing that I had when Yodona came onto the scene, where they established a relationship between like Tamatomo and Yodona, and then like they have this like it would have been nice if that would like that happens, and I do again, I enjoyed the episode, whatever, it's fine. But the thing is, it would have been a lot better payoff. It was if like earlier Tamatomo was like said, oh yeah, you know, I had like I have a date with this girl, whatever, and then, you know, they like it shows the relationship where you like Yodona like maybe they don't say her name or whatever, like, and she's like, oh, you know, I'm trying to learn more about this area, and then, you know, like why they do this, why they do that, and Tamatomo, you know, being, you know, love struck by this girl, you know, does what he does.
Being an epic gamer bro, you know, it's like,
yeah, being an epic gamer bro, right? and then when she and then the reveal of her being a villain would have been a lot better, you know, because then it was like, then you're like, oh fuck, Tamatomo was with one of the villains this whole time, and it's really sad because he was really into her, and, you know, that's the whole thing, and they're trying to do that again, and so it's like, oh, well, not again, but it's like, now it's like the buildup that we like. I wish they had. They're doing now, you know, because they have this whole thing where the team kind of rags on Tamatoma's like, yeah, Tamatoma had his first love, that didn't work out, and then Tamatoma gets angry at it and shit. And then whenever that happens, they cut back to Yodona, and Yodona is like having this whole thing with the Emperor and shit. I'm like, okay, there's gonna be a thing that happens with Tamatoma or Yodona at some point, somehow. I don't know what they're gonna do, but like, it's like, where was this buildup before, you know? It's just like, I guess, man.
It's really fucking weird, right?
It's really backwards what they're doing. It's like they want something great to happen, but they're doing like what build up did they want to do for these moments? They're doing in the episode, and it doesn't work because they literally had no time.
It doesn't come natural, pretty much. Like they're just announced out of a sudden, out of nowhere, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Again, the Chosen One thing, the whole Garo says the fallen hero. Garo says
that was so fucking weird. I was like, so at this point, Prince, I didn't know what I was expecting at this point in the series, right? Because I didn't know I legitimately thought Garza is the big bad now in the last story arc, right? He betrayed the Emperor, like because we clearly showed throughout the series like the Emperor wasn't a major agent when it like he existed, right? And so it's like Garza, like I legitimately like. So when Garza backstabbed the Emperor to be like, oh yes, now all your powers mine, I was like, alright, fine, I don't care. That's fine. The Emperor wasn't a big guy, so he doesn't fucking matter as a villain within the general series, right? You know? So when Garza did that, I was like, alright, sure, I'll go with that. I mean, that makes sense from Garza's character's point of view, right? And then all of a sudden this episode, one episode later, oh no, Garza's dead. The Emperor's back again. We tricked ya. We got to, I was like, oh, okay, well, fucking never mind then, right?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Like, I would legitimately like to bet if they just kept Garza as the villain all the way up until the end, you know, or some shit, right? And now for the Emperor to come back again, this is the second time the Emperor has come back now, has been revealed to be the villain of the show again, right? This is like the second or third time.
Yeah.
It's weird that we have to reveal the villain 3 times. When the villain is the same character revealed 3 times throughout the series as the villain, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Oh my god, man! It's just a whole bunch of.
Yeah, but don't fix it. Wait. You know what they say? It'll be by the last episode. It'll be fixed, right? Right? Right. The last episode is always the last episode fixes the series. You know. Right. It will answer all your questions.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. It fixes everything. It doesn't start trying to ignore the previous episode in order to fucking fix everything else. Yeah. You know. Yeah. It's gonna work out fine, Austin. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but don't worry. It looks like at least next episode it shows everyone dying, apparently. So.
Oh wait, does it? I don't think they were dying.
It is a lot of.
Oh no, they were getting fucked up for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening in the next episode. Oh, but did you notice that in the preview how there's blur out stuff?
No, they do that for some reason. Like I've been noticing that in the previous previews too. I don't know why they do that.
Really, this is the first time I noticed how there's just random stuff blurred out in the background for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know why they do that.
I didn't realize that until now. Right?
I don't know if it's an issue with like copyright or something. I have no idea. I cannot explain it. I don't know.
It's so fucking weird. This is like the first time I noticed this within this series. When it turns out like how like there's just stuff randomly blurred out. Which I assume is just all a bunch of Japanese text. I don't know if it's just like some weird like not FCC, like some broadcast issue or some shit, right? It's just so fucking weird how I was like I finally noticed how the background there's like random elements in the background just blurred out for no reason. It's so fucking weird.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very it's a thing.
It's very strange.
Yeah.
It's very strange. It has no impact within the general series. It's just like a really weird thing, right?
Yeah, it's just
like I'm pretty sure these blur out elements has nothing to do with the actual series. It doesn't as a story element or a plot device. It's just so fucking random how there's just random stuff blurred out in the background. It makes no fucking sense.
I don't know. I swear there's a reason for it, but I don't care enough to look into it. So you know.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna bother looking into this.
Yeah, but I mean, the series ending is turning out to be a bit of a disappointment.
Who knows? Maybe they'll fix it within the last 2 episodes, you know?
Look, we just got over that joke, okay? I'm not holding out hope, okay?
Okay. Hey, well, see you next time for the last Kiramager, alright?
Wait, is it the last one, next one?
No. That's the joke, man. Next
You're
episode's
right,
the last
you're right.
Kiramager.
You're right.
There's 2 episodes
look,
left.
Man, I don't keep track anymore.
Okay. Hey, tune us next week for next week's episode where we'll be sponsored by Ben Shapiro.
Oh my god! No! Why are you bringing that back? God damn it, man.
Coronavirus is still a thing. Wash your hands, wear a mask. Okay, thanks, bye.